Keops, I just sent you an email, but I want to read it to you because it's pretty lengthy. In answer to your questions, you did want me to give you a grade on your research question, but it's really not correct. You should have the word should or must in it. So let me just start here and I'll explain what all I wrote. Hi, Keops. I read your research question after we talked today and it needs some work. This is what you wrote. This is what you wrote on Noodle Tools. What are the reasons marijuana is illegal in Texas? Now, in this particular research paper, we need to have the word should in there because when you turn it around into a statement, you're going to say something should or should not happen. And these are the reasons why, because it's persuasive. You're trying to get people to think about something and maybe change their opinion a little bit. So you're thinking your audience probably is more pro recreational marijuana in Texas, if you go by statistics, but you may have some naysayers also in your audience, even at our college. So you said, what are the reasons marijuana is illegal in Texas? I would take that out. Okay. This is what I suggested. Either you said, okay, should recreational marijuana be legal in Texas? So that's what I want you to put on Noodle Tools for your research question. This one right here. I don't know if it's going to let me highlight it. I don't think it is. But this is what you should put there. Should recreational marijuana be legal in Texas? That way, you don't know yet. You may decide it should be. You may be deciding it shouldn't be. It depends on what you find in your research. So after you research, you would choose one position over the other, either should or should not, and state your thesis either of the following ways. You could say, if you're for it, recreational marijuana should be legal in Texas because you could say it could generate much needed funds for roads and schools. It could help people who would otherwise be tempted to go on fentanyl or something like that. And whatever the third reason is. Okay. One of the main reasons, and you'll notice that I put Colorado's in one of these because they're the state to really look at because they said it brought in so much revenue for them. So it seems like states are about money. It seems like most people are about money, that would be one of the good things. Okay, so you would put the three main points after you finish your research, or if you determine that it still should be illegal after your research, you would say recreational marijuana should remain illegal in Texas because, then you could put uh, the number of traffic fatalities increases when states do this. It could be that it's a Schedule One drug, just like hydrocodone and all of this, and can cause people to lose reality, their sight or their grip on reality, which might not be a bad thing. I shouldn't say that. Okay, and then a third reason why it shouldn't. Okay, so these are things that I would put in there. This actually needs to go whenever you can, tonight or tomorrow. Put this in your research question. Don't worry about these yet until you decide what you want to put as your research, as your thesis. Okay, then when I looked at your general and narrow searches, not your targeted ones, but your general and narrow, I wasn't really finding much. So remember, I use Google and DuckDuckGo. Now, DuckDuckGo, you actually have to upload to your computer. So you may not want to do that. And you certainly don't have to. You could use Yahoo. But I found this in Google. So that's the name of it. And then you click on it here and you can read that. Now, the thing about this one is that you're going to have to go, if you use it, you're going to have to go to Noodle Tools and do your own citation. Okay, so that's that one. Here's another one. Why states surrounding Texas have legalized, oh, what states surrounding Texas have legalized recreational weed? Because that in of itself, I mean, it's not, but if it recreational pot was legal in Oklahoma, they could drive over to see Aunt Mary down I-35 and cause a wreck near Gainesville that kills everybody, and they're under the influence, but it's not illegal in Oklahoma. So I guess it's illegal in Texas, but you didn't say they couldn't come in under the influence, whatever. Just be a quagmire of legal threads and all that. But anyway, so those are some that I found there, and I read them to give me kind of an idea of what I'm looking at. Then I went to DuckDuckGo. 5 reasons to legalize marijuana in Texas. And so I clicked on that. Again, if you use this, then and it gives those to you, then you're going to have to put this in your own citation on Noodle Tools. And it really isn't hard. And then the flip side, positive effects of recreational. Okay, there's that. And if you should want to use that, again, it says share this article, but it really doesn't cite it for you. It's not hard. I can help you with it if you need to do that. Okay, so you definitely need to use everything in your narrow search, but you could use these here. You just need, this is a TV station. This is a blog for attorneys in Texas. Parkinson's is a disease, and I'm sure marijuana helps relieve some of those symptoms, maybe the shakiness and all of that. And then looking there, I mean, you may want to use these, but I'll tell you, all 4 of these, you're going to have to do your own citation on Noodle Tools. Now, let's go down to narrow. I used Academic Search Complete and Science, Gale and Context, because I knew that marijuana would be a scientific type thing, the medicine and all that. In fact, I might have looked in, there are other places I could have gone to, newspaper source and all of that, but I'm just going to be here. I went to Academic Search Complete and I put recreational marijuana in there. And I came up with the history of marijuana in the US. Why is the drug illegal on the federal level? I think that's something you need to address. Why was it illegal in the first place? To make people understand that, and actually, I don't know if you know this, Keops, but the federal government could arguably go to a mall in Burbank, California, and arrest everybody who's smoking legal marijuana because it's illegal on a federal level. So people need to understand that. I mean, if we had a totalitarian society, there would be so many people put in prison because the federal government may not agree with what the state wants them to do, what they want their citizens to do. So that's all messed up. Like my 8th graders used to say, man, that's messed up, miss. Okay, so here's another one I found in Academic Search Complete. Now, let me tell you, these are already formatted for you. So all you have to do is copy and paste those into Noodle Tools. Okay, and then here's the one that I found in Science, Scale, and Context. Now, these are permalinks, but I couldn't find one really for this one. So you'll just have to go look that up. Let me go back over here. Okay. Ooh. Where did you go? Well, goodness. Okay, it's been a while. I paused this and now I'm coming back. But I wanted to go over all of these again. The general search, these are what I found on Google. This is what I found on DuckDuckGo. You could use Yahoo, but these four, this one, this one, this one, and this one will all have to have citations made on them. But I would use these very sparingly because what you want to do is use the experts. That would be part of your narrow search. I used Academic Search Complete in the databases and found this article. And these, pardon me, these are already cited for you. And then I used the science database, scale in context. And I don't think this is the permalink. I couldn't find the permalink, but I probably could if I wanted to. So I would start with what I supplied with you here. And I would copy each one of these. In fact, what I could do, I'm just going to put all of this, I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy it, and I'm just going to put it on a Word document, a blank one, so that let's see. Is that the blank one? Whiteboard. Well, new share. I'm not really seeing a blank one. So let me let's see, resume share. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste these to a page, and you might not be able to see it. Let me look. Go down here. I'm going to find a blank page, which it will not let me have. Oh, new document. Okay, so all right, I have a new document here, and so I'm going to paste all that so I can do my noodle tools. All right, so let me now go over to Noodle Tools. And let's do yours over again. Let's go over here to Noodle Tools. And I'm going to pretend that I'm you, and I'm going to set up a new project. That's what I would do if I were you. Okay, and you're calling it legalizing recreational marijuana in Texas. Okay. You want to hit that is already defaulted. So here you want to go to advanced because that's college level and you hit submit. Okay, now this is your new one and you're going to click on that and you're going to add a new source. So you're going to go to database, and that actually was a magazine. Now, let me go over here and pull that back up. Okay, I'm going to use this. I don't need the permalink. That's just if you're going to need to get to the article. Okay, you should have it emailed to yourself, by the way. But I right click copy, and now I'm going to go back to Noodle Tools. And since it's already formatted, when you go to our databases, they already format them for you. So that's the beauty of it. So you're going to copy and paste. You're going to right click here and say paste, and it'll open a box, and right click. And then you're going to put that there and say, okay. And that is all you need to do. And then save that. Now you want to go back. You want to put another source in. You're going to make it also a magazine, but you're going to copy and you're going to paste it. So I'm going back over here, right click, copy, And then I'm going over here. I'm clicking on copy and paste, right click, paste, right click, paste. There. Save. All right. So now I'm going to go to another magazine. I'm going to use that science one. Okay. So I'm going to hit that and then I'm going to go science, scale, and context. Copy. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to Noodle Tools, go here. Okay. So I'm going to copy and paste. Going to go down to this box, right click, paste, and it opens another box, right click, paste. Now, if your right clicker isn't working, it tells you to do control, command, whatever it is. Okay, that's all I need to do there and save. All right, so now I have got 3 sources. Now, if I want to go over and do any of those others, I certainly could. Let's see if I want, maybe I use one of those from my general search, the ones I said that you need to be careful with. But right now, I need to put my research question, and the question was, I forgot to put that in there. Okay, it is, should recreational marijuana be legal in Texas? And that's all I'm going to do. Don't put your thesis because we don't know if you're going to say should or shouldn't. But okay, that is all there. So when I go back to your project and I click on here, I see you've got 3 sources, but you don't have any note cards yet. Okay, but let me go over here and I click on there. Here is your magazines. Now notice that I did some changing up in here, but I will show you later. It had EBSCO on it. I changed it to Academic Search Complete. This one actually was science. This one's got the right one. Gale in Context Science. I need to put it in italics. Okay, but once I'm ready to do my notes, then here are my 3 sources. I go to my notes. I add a new note card and I select the source. So let's say that I want to do that first one first. So I go back, I read it, I come up with a quote from it. Let's see over here. Okay, I'm going to look here. Okay, I'm bringing it up. I'm going to go to the PDF. I'm going to talk about history because I think you should. Okay, the classification under federal law. I got to make this bigger. I'm sorry, my eyes are not the best. Okay. Okay, I'm just kind of looking over it, classifying it under federal law. Let's see what it says here. 2020, Virginia. And that's okay because it helps to look at what other states have done. I think Colorado is the flagship of all of them because they know all the reasons why you should legalize it. And they've been making a ton of money off of it for the state. All right, so I'm going through here. It's one of a number of states that's relaxed criminal prohibitions, news outlets, blah, blah, blah. However, news reports rarely define those terms. Classifying it, it's sativa L and products derived from that plant have a number of issues. Okay, so that's why it's a Schedule 1 drug, but it falls within one of 2 categories under federal law. It's either marijuana or hemp, unless an exception applies. CSA classifies cannabis plant and its derivatives as marijuana. the statute used. Federal laws defines huge. Okay. Previously, okay, I'm still looking. I don't know if I'm going to even use this one. CSA applies to both medical and recreational drugs and aims to protect the public from. Okay, now that might be good, but I need to find out what CSA stands for. So I need to go back up here. And where do we find CSA? Spelled out. Oh. In fact, many cannabis related activities that comply with state law may nonetheless violate the federal controlled substance. Okay. Controlled Substance Act. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to head back over to that card, if it will let me. Let me go back like that. I'm going to take that out like that. And I'm going to copy and paste it here. Well, I'm going to paste it there. But I'm not necessarily going to use all of it. Just say, I want to say oh goodness, I've forgotten what it stands for. How funny is that? Well, okay, I'm going to have to put that. I want to just start with quote the CSA, but I need to spell it out. The criminal something, I can't remember. The CSA, I want to make this bigger. Imposes comprehensive regulatory controls on drugs and other substances that pose a risk of abuse and dependence. Okay, now I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this out and add. I'm going to alter it. I don't need to put all that stuff in between. Because to both controlled substances while ensuring that the patient. Okay, so what I would do, controlled substances, and I would stop there. Dot, dot, dot. So I put my ellipsis there. Okay, and then let's see what page that was on. I know I put it down over here. Well, uh-oh. Okay, so I went back over to that page and I actually grabbed that from page. Here it is right here. It is on page 4. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna make that bigger. And I'm going to put that there. You know, while I was over there, I should. Here we go. I need to see what CSA stands for again. It's Controlled Substance Act. Okay, I remembered it right before I got to it. So I'm going to say the Controlled Substance Act. I'm going to put that in brackets because they've got, they actually have CSA, but I don't. I'm going to make, okay, so I altered that. Imposes comprehensive. Okay, that was on page 4. Actually, it was the history of marijuana. There is no author. And in fact, since nothing else starts with the history, I'm going to shorten it. And I'm going to put the period after that parenthesis there. Okay, so over here, then I would say what that means in my own words. The Controlled Substance Act is put in place to protect the general public from well, let's just say in the public. Okay, the public from serious consequences that can result from abuse of recreational and medicinal marijuana. So what does that mean? By legalizing recreational marijuana, the government, both at state and federal levels, will have little to no control over I said serious consequence. Control over protecting the public from frivolous use of this powerful judge. Okay, so then I put all of that there and then I save and I close it. I didn't title it. I'm going to say consequences. I'll title mine consequences, and then later I can change it as I'm putting everything together to organize to make my outline. So I'm going to save and close that, and it doesn't want to. Come on. I'm going to take a picture of it just to make, well, we'll have to make it smaller, just in case I lose it. So it's acting like it does not want to save this, but and it certainly may or may not. Yeah, it did. Okay, so here's my consequences. So now let's go back up and let's look at this new project. And I would just look at this video and copy and do a brand new one, or just start yours over again and retitle it and go in and do this. Now you've got 3 sources. You've got 1 note card. Okay, so you're going to go here and then you're going to click down to this and you open this and here is what you have. Okay. So that's what I need for you to do on all of those. Now, if you want to go back and snag a couple of the ones that I got during the general search, or maybe you found some other ones and you want to add 2 more sources, then have at it. The only ones, I mean, you could get more in Academic Search Complete. You could certainly get more in the science one. You could probably get one in news sources, but you want to have at least 3, but I would probably have closer to 4 or 5 and then you start reading and pulling things out of each one of them. Now, this one here is the one I just did. You may not find a whole lot more on that. So you may have to go to Academic Search Complete or Science, Gale, and Context to get more. But that's how you do your cards. It's just best when you have all of your sources. So if you want to go ahead and add to and then do the cards, you can do that. Hopefully that will help you. Let me know if you need any more help, but hopefully this will get you started so you'll have some things to share with me on Wednesday. Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Being red kicked to death by city council.